Yo, so I just did this fucking video and it was too long for YouTube. So here we are, back in the motherfucker. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try to do it quicker. I'm gonna try to not hang for so long on shit. Because apparently that was way too long a video for YouTube. I don't know how that works. I've seen hour-long videos on YouTube, but it fucking shit the bed. So here we go. Escape from Cairo. This is the story about Cairo. It's the story you're going to get today. You're not getting Phuket today. You're not getting the rest of my trials and tribulations today. You're getting the starting fucking story, the spot that I began the whole thing from. So in 2021, I sold my house, decided I needed to go to Cairo. In 2022, I went to fucking Cairo. That was crazy disaster. Motherfuckers with scimitars, breaking windows, breaking into cars, me watching from rooftop terraces, me getting attacked by crazy people. It was a wild fucking ride. And I can't stay on here for too long, apparently, because YouTube's a fucking prick. So I can't tell you the whole story. So story time's going to get cut short. But essentially, I land in Cairo. It's third world as fuck. I go to the currency exchange. I exchange money. Currency exchanges are a fucking scam. We'll talk more about that later. I didn't really get scammed. I just couldn't figure out what the fucking denominations were because it was 2 a.m. So I go to catch my car that I had pre-booked to get to my hotel. There's 3 fucking cars there with the people holding up the signs of my name. So I got to figure out fucking Russian roulette, which one's here to kill me or which one's here to actually get me to my hotel. I don't fucking know. Why are there 3 people with signs of my name in 3 different cars? Doesn't make any sense. What the fuck? I picked one. It was probably the wrong one. They were all the wrong ones. Look at the situation. But anyway, I get to my hotel. It looks like a fucking Call of Duty level. It looks bombed out as a motherfucker. I'm fucking tripping out. There was like goats and chickens and shit at the airport. Third world country as fuck. I mean, I grew up on the border of Mexico. I spent plenty of time in Mexico, but this was on another level. So I go up into my room, I take a shower, I call my mom, I tell her, yo, this place is fucking nuts. Looks like a Call of Duty level. Looks like Arab Spring is still going on. Looks like fucking nukes are landing here daily because there ain't no roofs on none of the buildings. This shit straight up looks like I'm playing Call of Duty. On the way to the hotel, there's motherfuckers with AKs in the middle of the fucking freeway. There's motherfuckers shooting guns downtown. The dude running through the city with a scimitar in his hand. Like, some crazy shit is popping off in Egypt at 2 a.m. So I go up on the rooftop terrace because Otto, the guy that works at the hotel, tells me, hey, rooftop terrace is cool. We do breakfast up there in the morning. I'm all buzzing from seeing a bunch of motherfuckers with AK-47s downtown on my way in. So I go up on the rooftop terrace. I'm chilling, watching some dogs tear up some trash. Next thing I know, 5 motherfuckers ride up on horses with scimitars, break the window out of a fucking car, and fucking start ransacking that motherfucker. I got a little tiny piece of that on video, and then I hid behind a fucking pylon, behind like a fucking metal fence, because I didn't want to be caught taking videos of motherfuckers on horses with scimitars, because I ain't Indiana Jones, I ain't got my whip and my pistol. So that's the facts. So I was like, nah, I'm fucking peacing out. Anyway, I seen horses before. I knew it was horses. Anyway, we get to fucking... those dudes disappear. Then, like, straight Zombieland critters come out. Then the homeless dudes be coming out. They be crawling up out of the nooks and the crevices, the crannies and shit. And they get in the car. They be ransacking the car. By the time the fucking 10, 15 minutes goes by, that car is a fucking disaster. Everything's ripped out of it. The seats are all tore up. And there's nobody to be seen. So I'm chilling on the fucking rooftop terrace. I'm like, I ain't gonna sleep. I can't sleep around this with all this bullshit going on. So that's not what's gonna happen. So I'm in the fucking rooftop, chilling. Figure I'll just sit there. I'll just book myself a tour or something. Then I start hearing this fucking noise loud as fuck. Like the whole town's a didgeridoo kind of shit. But you know what it is? It's the 5 a.m. prayer. So that's what they do. Whole fucking town buzzes because everybody be doing their prayer. That was crazy. That fucking shook me up a little bit too because there's just like this green light on the fucking Sphinx and the pyramids because the sun's starting to rise and there's all kinds of dust in the fucking air and there's a going on too. It's a fucking wild ride. Anyway, Otto comes up about 6 a.m., offers me some coffee. I'm like, fuck yeah, I'd go for some coffee. Appreciate you, Otto. Drink some coffee. He makes a breakfast. I had booked a tour online. He's like, no. You need to cancel that. Get the tour that the homies do, the people that work with the hotel, the colleagues. So what do? Dumbass motherfucking me. I go ahead and I do that. I book the tour with the colleagues. Well, that's a fucking disaster because that's a whole high-pressure sales tactic crazy thing where you go through all these fucking shops and try to sell you all this fucking shit and you don't want none of it. But guess what? You got to buy a couple things or else to get up in your grill. So I learned my lesson there. I don't buy the bullshit no more. I just fucking went through some of that in Thailand, some of that in Morocco. You can't high pressure sales me no more. But first trip, Cairo, I bought a couple of little things. I just want to get out of there in one fucking piece. So we do the lunch. At the end of the tour, I meet this Egyptian chick. She got some tattoos. She's super pretty. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do something. Let's get some dinner. Let me get your WhatsApp number. She's about it. She gives me her number. I go back to the hotel. Next thing you know, the dude that was my tour guide is texting me all kind of wild shit about how I'm going to pay because I'm trying to steal his woman or take their women or some fucking crazy shit. And he's going to call Otto. He calls Otto. Otto comes to my room. Otto says, I don't know if you're going to be safe here. There's a lot of things that, that you're not like a typical tourist. I know I'm not like a typical tourist. Look at me. I'm like a crazy motherfucker that trips all over the world. So anyway, that was that. That was the first day. Then I finally got some sleep because by that point, I'm fucking exhausted. I get up the next morning, and Otto's like, oh, Mr. Robert, I don't think you'll be safe here. And I'm like, yeah, I know. He's like, oh, authorities, I talked to a local policeman. He thinks maybe you should just go back to England or wherever your next destination. So I get up that morning, I eat Otto's breakfast, I thank Otto, I get a fucking Uber that only costs $1, so I should have got an Uber in the first place and not that bullshit car, but live and learn. I go to the airport, I go through this whole rigmarole. I end up having to buy like all new tickets because they can't change my fucking thing, and the change fees like exorbitant, thousands of dollars, crazy bunch of bullshit. By the time I get to my gate, through customs, I got held up at customs. They didn't want to let me out of the country because I didn't have a pen to fill out their customs form. They wouldn't let me touch their pen because I got tattoos on my hand, so I had to wait for a British guy to come through the line so I could borrow his pen and do the shit, and it was fucking wild. So by the time I get on the plane and in my gate and all that shit, I'm like, you know what? Fuck travel. I'm done. No more stamps in my passport. I'm going to go back to America. I'm going to rip that thing up into little shreds, and that's it. Fuck this. Fuck Egypt. I'm out. This is crazy. I'm done. So, I get on the plane, and I meet my good friend John, who grew up in London, but he's Egyptian. His family's from Egypt, and he hooked me up with an Oyster card. He taught me all about the tube system. He got me all set up to be successful in England. I saw a bunch of cool shit in England. He and I met up for a whiskey. He told me I should go to Scotland, showed me Skyscanner and City Mapper, got me on the path to going to Scotland and checking shit out. I took a 45-minute flight to Glasgow. I met a chick over there. I ended up going back a month later. I got hella addicted to travel, and here we are today. Fucking one bag motherfucker, Americana non grata, whatever you want to call it. The whole thing all stemmed from that trip, and a whole lot of it is thanks to my good homie John, and that's the fucking Escape from Cairo story in a summarized fashion, which is still fucking 8 minutes. The last one was 20, so hopefully YouTube lets me upload this motherfucker.